Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is Vikram again, and thank you so much for the way you people reacted to the Brezza's review. So, actually, I thought to do something different this time. I have reviewed the Brezza, the red one. That is actually the top variant. Now, why shouldn't we review the base variant as well? Because that's going to be the most selling variant of the Brezza, is what I think. So, let's get started. So guys, this is the all-new Brezza VXI, the mid variant, probably the most selling variant. If you want to check out the video of the top variant, that is the ZXI Plus, you can click over here. And coming to the front aspect of the car, we've got Maruti badging over here, and this has less chrome compared to the one which we have seen in the top variant. And headlamp happens to be a projector with LED DRL, and this is a halogen indicator, and we don't have fog lamp over here, and this is the towing hook of the car. Coming to the side aspect of the car, there is this black colored body cladding running all over the car in order to reduce the visual bulk, which gets the job done pretty well. And coming to the tires, we have 215/60 R16s over here. This is exactly the same size of the tires which we have on the ZXI Plus as well. And we have disc only for the front wheels, not for the rear wheels. No request sensor for the door handle on either sides. Coming to the rear aspect of the car, extremely similar to the top variant. These are the parking sensors of the car, and we doesn't have reverse parking camera. And Brezza badging over here, Maruti logo, rather Suzuki logo. And this is the smart hybrid badging, which I'll talk about while driving. Coming to the other side, exactly same. It's a good looking car. It's definitely a looker. Coming to the interior of the car, this as well got rear AC vents but no charging socket, whereas in the top end we have both type A and type C charging sockets. No center armrest as well, but the seats are very comfortable. Under thigh support as well is very nice. Coming to the driving seat of the car, this console is exactly similar in every freaking Maruti car, including the Grand Vitara. Here we have tweeters. Let me quickly get into the car. The cabin definitely feels silent. It is a silent cabin. Let me slot the key inside. This doesn't have any push button start. Over here we've got buttons to disengage the traction. This is actually a manual car, and it gets traction control, which is a very nice thing. And this is to turn on and off the engine start-stop system. And coming to the instrument cluster, it's got similar dials on the left and right side, the tachometer on the left and speedometer on the right. In the middle we've got MID, which is not similar to what we have on the ZXI Plus. Over there we have a colored one, but over here it is a black and white unit, but it gets the job done. And coming to the steering wheel, on the left side we have audio system controls. On the right it's got nothing because it doesn't have cruise control. It has traction control, which I've shown you previously. That brings us to the infotainment system, which is a 7-inch unit, unlike the 10.25-inch one which we have in the top variant. But this has Apple CarPlay, Android Auto and navigation, which are basic features. And audio system is similar. It's got tweeters, 4 tweeters and 4 speakers, same as in the top variant. So audio system is nice. Coming to the AC controls, it's got single zone climate control, which is again a nice thing for a car of this price. This is actually the value for money variant, is what I feel. And this is the manual gear lever of the car. We've got a manual handbrake as well, and center armrest is missing. Glove box and everything is pretty much similar, so you can check my ZXI Plus video. And now the ORVM is definitely not auto dimming. It's a manual dimming unit. And this is the audio receiver for the Bluetooth, in order to pick up calls and all that stuff. And we don't have a sunroof. That is something which we have only in the top variant. And this is definitely the light. And seats are definitely comfortable. Seat covers are actually aftermarket, because this particular variant comes with cloth seats, unlike the top variant, which comes with leather seats, of course. Not pure leather, but something which looks like leather. So on that note, it's time to start driving. Off we go. And if you want to see the launch of this car, follow me on Instagram. I've posted a reel by launching this car, and first impressions, it is definitely a smooth car, because this is something which I have said a million times while driving the Brezza, because it's got a 4-cylinder engine, man. People these days just don't give 4-cylinder engines for petrol cars of this segment. You know, the Venue and the Sonnet get a 3-cylinder engine. They're performance oriented and all, but 4-cylinder is always a 4-cylinder. This car has got a 1462cc inline 4 which produces 101 bhp, 101.5 or something of that sort, and 137 newton meters of torque, which is definitely not high. But when I drove the automatic, I said this is not a performance oriented car. That is definitely true for that, but not for this. This is something else. It's a manual. It is definitely fun. You know, figures are same, but the way it puts down all that power is linear because it's a petrol engine, naturally aspirated one, no turbocharger or anything of that sort. But manual is always a manual, and it has got some torque in the lower end of the rev range, which definitely makes you smile. Unlike the automatic has got paddle shifters, but no use. So manual. If you're gonna buy a Brezza, definitely go for a manual. This is my honest suggestion. And coming to the driving dynamics of the car, it has got body roll, which I've shown you while taking a U-turn. Yeah, you might have seen that. Actually, that's a clip which I shot earlier before getting onto the highway. That is why I had to add the clip over here. So of course there's nothing wrong in having body roll, because this is a car which has soft suspension and it sits higher. So that brings us to the suspension of the car. It is soft. It is extremely soft. You know, when I drove the automatic Brezza, most of the part I drove it on the highways. I have taken it onto the bad roads, but most of the part I drove it on the highway. But this car, I drove it in countryside, so I can definitely say that it's got beautiful ride quality. It is soft. You know, engine is smooth, suspension is soft, and that is what we want from a city car. This is not a performance oriented car, definitely. But it's kind of better compared to the automatic, which has got a torque converter gearbox. But this is a manual, and manual is always a manual. Downshift and throttle. This is not something which pushes you back into the seat, but you know, if you can hear that sound, it gets vocal, that too in a very beautiful way. The way it sounds is very nice. You know, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Maruti cars sound nice. You know, the petrol ones, of course. Diesel cars, they just literally sound like tractors. In the lower end of the rev band, it is torquey. In the mid-range, it gets the job done pretty well. And this is not a car which has to be taken to the top end, so just don't ask me about that, and I'm not gonna talk about it as well. When I thought of shooting this video, I just wanted to address few differences between the top variant and this one, because both of them differ by a decent price margin. This is going to be a family's car, and that price margin does matter. So, you know, initially mechanical parts are similar except the wheels. That one has got alloys, this one has got steel wheels. Apart from that, all the mechanical bits are same: suspension, engine and everything, braking as well. And coming to the features which differ, this one doesn't have a sunroof, that one does have, and that is the only variant of the Brezza which have sunroof. If that is something which really matter to you, you can go for the top variant. The second difference happens to be the infotainment system. That one has got a beautiful 10.25-inch screen, which is amazing, and that's got 360-degree parking camera, which is missing in this. This has only reverse parking sensors, no reverse parking camera as well. That has got front and rear parking sensors. And coming to the screen, this has got a 7-inch unit, which is decent, and that one is a beautiful 10.25-inch unit. And the way it displays, the legibility, the crispness in the display is beautiful. So if that is something which really matter to you, go for the top variant. And now coming to the other difference, heads-up display. If you ask me, that aspect can be definitely ruled out, because even if we have the heads-up display, we just don't use it, then what is the use of having it? And coming to the steering wheel of the car, when I drove it in the city, I didn't notice that it's gaining a little heft when we pick up speeds, but that is not something which brings feel and feedback to the steering wheel, and that is totally acceptable again, because it's a family car, man. Who cares about steering feel when it makes you comfortable in the city? But it is not something which is extremely light like Hyundai steering wheels. It definitely have some slack in the center position, but not Hyundai levels of lack of feel and feedback. This is better, is what I feel. Definitely the N-Line of Venue and i20 N-Line have amazing steering wheels, but we just shouldn't compare them with this. So on that note, it's time to end this video. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video real soon. Until then, this is Vikram signing off.